Where's Banner? Has he shown up yet?
During our studies, we witnessed the emergence of AI in artistic creation, so we decided to confront this new technology with one of the most fundamental art forms, painting.
In Pittura, a painter decides to share his knowledge of art with his robot, until artificial intelligence takes over, leading to an unexpected turn of events.
The first step was to model the painter's living environment. To make sure that the lighting stayed consistent, we recreated a CG environment matching the size of our shooting location. We wanted the painter's studio to be refined while uncluttered.
The fresco is the artist's unfinished work and contrasts with the robot's painting style. This confrontation being the climax of the film, we needed strong visuals. We closely analyzed Renaissance painting, then created a CG environment with procedural modeling and photogrammetry data. Then, I painted over my environment on substance to give a painterly look. Lighting and color grading also played an essential function. It required a great deal of anticipation to ensure that it matched the CG and the shots.
During the last sequence, the robot splattered the studio with paint. I developed a tool combining procedural and simulation techniques that I used to generate a bank of paint splashes. In the same way, the drips were made with a full procedural setup based on curve drawings. The paint was simulated in flip only when interacting with the robot. During the scene of the painter's anger fit, when the glass shadows in slow motion, I used a dynamic fracture setup for the fracture to be coherent with the point of impact.
For the cityscape, we took inspiration from the Italian Renaissance using spacious environments and art with exaggerated scales. I created a few building setups in order to have a rich variety in the scene. In Houdini, I then created a procedural city layout tool that allowed me to generate roads, canholes, green areas, and so on. For the shading, I made use of the attributes created in the previous tools to have even more variety and to make the scene more believable.
This shot represented a major FX challenge in terms of optimization. For the large-scale ocean, we only simulated the areas that were essential to realism, while the waterfalls were simulated in particles.
We needed the closer shots of the street to be lively. I modeled an entire library of buildings and added numerous small assets and crowds, followed by a DP pass for details and textures. Outside and inside the museum, showing the scale of the architecture was crucial, as it is the central element of the city.
We modeled two oversized statues to play in contrasting scales. We wanted the robot to be immersed in the immensity of the knowledge it had to discover.
The robot's design had to be an extension of our world. This led us to a complex modeling process, mixing organic and art surface shapes. We also modeled a kit bash of mechanical components in order to build the inner parts of the robot.
For the texturings, we opted for noble materials such as ceramics, porcelain and gold, to which I added a touch of kintsugi for an artistic touch.
Since our film is silent, we needed to be able to visually convey information and feelings through our robot. That's why we use motion capture to give our robot realistic movement, but we also use a facial scan application to retrieve animation data from recordings and then applied it to a character's face.
For the shooting of the climactic moment of contact between the robot's hand and the painter's forearm, our motion capture actor wore a green outfit to facilitate the recovery of the painter's forearm hair. I then erased the green hand and placed the robot on top of it.
For the close-ups on the robot's arms, we created an high-resolution variant with engravings, displacements and paint spots to add as much detail as possible.
We had to integrate an actor into a full 3D environment in almost every shot of the film and make the CG as believable as possible. So I did mini touch-up with texture from photos and I added a dusty haze to soften the 3D renderings.
We hope you enjoyed the film as much as we enjoyed creating it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.